Hey guys, James here and welcome to the best of the decade list, where I go through my favourite films from 2010 to 2019. Just a disclaimer, this is my opinion, it's what I like. If you have a problem with that, I don't care. That being said, there are a lot of great films that didn't make it on the list that I still want to talk about, so let's start with some honourable mentions. I put off watching The Hunt for a long time because of what it's about. It's a very depressing film and hard to sit through, but definitely worth a watch. Mads Mikkelsen gives an incredible performance. The Lobster by Yorgos Lanthimos, an extremely well made and original dark comedy. Just the premise of this film is hilarious to me. Colin Farrell is taken to a hotel in the middle of nowhere and has 45 days to find a partner, or he has to change into an animal of his choice. Like, imagine directing this shit. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and Baby Driver are excellent films directed by Edgar Wright, who is easily one of my favourite directors. His style and attention to detail makes his films so much fun to watch, and these two are no different. The Raid is an incredible action movie that has some of the best fight scenes I've seen. I have seen The Raid 2 as well, which is excellent. It knows exactly what it is and spends the least amount of time on plot and characters, and instead it focuses on what this director is really good at, and that's creating really bloody and awesome fight scenes. So obviously I just put Ex Machina on here because Oscar Isaac tears up the dance floor.
You tore up her picture.
I'm gonna tear up the fucking dance floor, dude. Check it out.
Come on, Caleb!
Finally, Blindspotting, which has one of the best screenplays of 2018. It's extremely well made and entertaining throughout, as well as being hilarious. It has an impactful message about identity and racism that really stuck with me. Alright, so those films were pretty good, but now we're in the top 10. This is where shit really hits the fan. Number 10 is Nightcrawler. This is a really impressive first film from Dan Gilroy about a guy desperate for work who starts a business filming crime scenes and ends up getting really good at it to the point where he is committing crimes. Jake Gyllenhaal is proving to be one of my favourite actors, and this is definitely one of his best performances. He completely transforms into this psychopath-like character, and watching him get more insane and unpredictable as the film goes on is so entertaining. He's a character that you want to hate, but the script does such a good job at making you understand his actions and what he's doing. Definitely check this out if you get the chance. I don't see anyone not enjoying it, unless you have a thing against psychopaths. I don't know. I've already talked about the favourite in my last video, which you should definitely watch, so for now I'm just going to give some quick thoughts. I really like the look and style of this film. Everything about the presentation and the way it's shot is so intriguing to me. The three lead actors are amazing, and the drama between them is what really drives this film and makes it as exciting as it is. The dialogue is sharp and surprisingly funny. Also, there are plenty of memorable moments, particularly the ending. I would highly recommend this and look forward to what this director does next. At number 8 we have Burning. I've only seen this once, so my opinion might change the second time I watch it, but for now it's my favourite movie of 2018. I love the mystery surrounding this film and the way it cleverly foreshadows things. I'm not going to say much about the plot because I feel like the best way to watch this would be going in knowing absolutely nothing. The film starts out as a love drama, but as things progress it turns into something a lot more dark and weird than that. The acting is great. My favourite performance is from Stephen Yeun, who you may know from The Walking Dead. His character Ben is really interesting and exciting to watch. The cinematography and music are excellent and create a lot of atmosphere. It would be interesting to see how this plays out a second time around, now that I know all the plot details and twists. Burning may have a slow pace, or as I said in my review, a slow burn. It's a very slow film. You could say it's a slow burn. Oh my god. And subtitles, which will put some people off, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. You remember that film that came out in 2014, Boyhood, that thought it was really cool because you get to see the actors grow up in real time and it was shot over 10 years? Well, Moonlight is like a much better version of Boyhood. This is an excellent coming-of-age drama by Barry Jenkins about the life of Chiron as he grows up in Miami and experiences love, family drama and self-discovery. I was waiting for something to come up like a boring subplot or a bad performance, but there is nothing I didn't like about this film. All the acting is incredible and realistic. Even the actor who plays young Chiron is great, and usually child actors suck.
Girl, I'm chilling again. I'm feeling again. I'm like Iron Man and Batman. I'm a hero again. Oh, you think I'm little, but last month I grew 1.25 inches again. You think you're too good for me, but that's really a joke. Cause see, that doesn't bother me cause I'm not a sensitive bloke.
Unlike Boyhood, where you could cut some parts out and it would still have the same effect, in Moonlight, every scene feels necessary to the plot. I really like the look of this film, and the use of colour is so vibrant and fits well with the setting. The music is amazing, there's a piano theme that runs throughout, and every time Chiron gets older, it changes slightly depending on what the mood is, which was really clever. It's rare to see a film that feels like you're watching real people in real situations, and I think that's what makes Moonlight so great. So, this is my favourite animated film of the decade, and it's about a stick man having an existential crisis. I'm not joking. It Is Such a Beautiful Day is made up of a trilogy of short films by Don Hertzfeldt. There isn't really a way of describing this film to someone who hasn't seen it before. It's basically like Eternal Sunshine in animated form. This is from the same guy who made the short Rejected. The comedy in Rejected is very random and bizarre, and I don't like it that much, but for some reason it works particularly well in this film. Probably because it's very dark, and you know me, I like dark shit. The animation style works perfectly for a story like this and allows for a lot more creativity. I also love how they included real life footage and made it work with the story, which was really clever. It's Such a Beautiful Day is one of the most emotionally impactful and important films I've seen. I know that sounds kind of stupid now I've explained it, but I'm being serious. What Christopher Nolan was able to pull off with Inception is really impressive. This film is so complex and ambitious, yet everything works perfectly together. The cast is brilliant, there isn't a single bad performance in this. Michael Caine shows up for like 5 minutes and he's great. The set pieces are fantastic. In The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan flipped a truck. In this film, he made a massive rotating hallway, and the result is one of the coolest and memorable fight scenes ever. Hans Zimmer wrote the score, and let me tell you, it's very epic, to the point where the blast sound effect has been used in basically every trailer from the last 10 years. This may not be my favourite Nolan movie, but it's definitely one of the most important films he's made, and an action classic. You know, it's a very artsy film. I like to think of Drive as two parts. You've got the first part, which is a romance between Ryan Gosling and Carey Mulligan, and then you've got the second part, which is extremely violent, and the film basically turns into a slasher. Now, as much as I like the action, my favourite scenes are actually the ones between Driver and Irene. There's hardly any dialogue and it's quite brief, but the romance is one of the best I've seen. Even when they do speak, it's usually normal conversations, and I think that's what makes it more believable and realistic. The elevator scene is perfect. Yes, it's extremely violent, but it's necessary because Driver knows this is the last time he'll see her and the last chance he'll get at living a normal life, so he kicks a guy's head in. At first I thought the soundtrack was kinda cheesy, but the songs in this are really great. I love the look of the film, especially the scenes at night. If you're looking for an action film, don't watch this because you'll be disappointed. If you're looking for an extremely well made and original crime drama, definitely check this out, it's a new favourite of mine. The first time I saw Prisoners, I was blown away by it. It's the best looking film on this list. The cinematography is done by Roger Deakins, so as you can imagine, every shot is incredible and filled with detail. As well as that, the editing is outstanding. This is a film that really takes its time with its editing and lets you pay attention to every second of it. Despite the 2-hour 30-minute runtime, I was gripped throughout the entire thing. Prisoners is a very simple story about two girls who go missing, but it's done so well. The script has a constant tension that keeps building until the final scene, and it makes for a very exciting watch. This is easily Hugh Jackman's best performance, who plays the father of one of the girls. Jake Gyllenhaal is also excellent as the obsessed detective trying to find them. The amount of emotion Jackman put into this makes his struggle so much more believable. It's kind of funny that he went from The Greatest Showman to something as serious as this.
And why did you look for my fucking daughter rather than fucking...
Every time I watch this film, I love it even more. For me, The Social Network is David Fincher's best film. It's simply a drama about two friends who make a Facebook and have to confront fame, betrayal, and people trying to tear their relationship apart. It's even relevant to this day. This has my favourite screenplay of all time by Aaron Sorkin. His dialogue, along with David Fincher's incredible attention to detail, makes this film one of the best I've seen. This was my introduction to Trent Reznor, who wrote a fantastic score that totally complements the movie. The opening scene is great and all, but my favourite scene would have to be when Eduardo confronts Mark at the end. It makes you realise just how much of a dick he's been. I could have easily put this as number 1, but there is one film I like more. Whiplash is so intense, it gives me anxiety just thinking about it. It tells the story of Andrew Neiman, a promising drummer who is also really cocky and only cares about being the next best thing, but to get there, he'll have to face the abusive and aggressive music teacher Fletcher, who will make his life hell. This film is meant to be a drama, but with the way it's shot and edited, it feels like a thriller, and I think that's what they were going for.
Damien always wanted to make an action movie first, an action thriller first, and a music movie second.
This won an Oscar for Best Editing, and it's clear to see why, especially during the scenes with Andrew and Fletcher. The editing makes the scenes feel very extreme, and it really puts you in the moment. As well as that, the performances in this are incredible. J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller are excellent and work so well together. Watching these two characters go head to head is definitely a standout because both of them will do anything to get what they want. Whiplash also has one of the best endings I have ever seen. The last 10 minutes of this film are so emotionally powerful, and it's extremely satisfying to watch the film end like this. Whiplash is easily in my top 5 favourite movies. It's only been out 5 years, but I would consider this a modern classic. Wow, that took a long time to record. If I do see any more great films from the 2010s, I'll be adding them to a list which you can go to in the description. Apart from that, thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one. I guess now that the video's over, you can start complaining that there weren't any Marvel or Disney films on here.